The Apple stock went down by 1.51% on Friday, with the entire Nasdaq falling, later going up by 0.11% in the after hours. So where exactly is the stock headed? Stay focused for the next few minutes as we go through recent news as well as my chart analysis and price forecast. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for regular stock market updates. First up, there's some good news as Apple Music will be the new sponsor of the National Football League's Super Bowl halftime show, replacing Pepsi. Negotiations are going on for the rights to the NFL Sunday Games package as well, where Amazon, Google, Walt Disney, and Apple are competing to get their hands on it. It's important to note that the halftime show held in February got a viewership of 120 million, featuring Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, and many other celebrities. Apart from this, there are leaks that the iPhone 15 will have the A17 chip as well as a Type-C charging port, with great performance and speed boosts and a design similar to the iPhone 14. With all that in mind, let's analyze the chart. So as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1-day chart for Apple, and first, as always, we'll analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off, we'll get to the 5-minute chart to analyze the live market. First things first, I want to show you guys a quick pattern over here that I believe is forming up, right? So as you guys can see, if we take this $164 level as the headline, or rather the neckline as it's called, we can see that there might be a reverse head and shoulder pattern forming up, right? So if the market goes bullish and we hit this neckline, we'll probably retest it, form another shoulder over here, and then we might shoot up from over here and the price might go very up. This definitely is a bullish factor for the Apple investors, and if we look at the long-term price as well, we can see that there is somewhat of a resistance over here around the 182 range, $180 range, and after that we can see, the entire range between 178 and or rather just 175 and 183 is working against the stock over here. So we might be able to break that or rather get resisted over here, right? So if we retest that level, we might actually break it. But looking at this long-term trend, it kind of indicates that there might be a long-term pattern brewing up in the 1-week chart as well. So if we take a look over here, we can see that using this level as the neckline, right, we might be in to break this level finally. So we made a shoulder over here, a head over here, a retest over here, right? We got rejected from here, and now we're forming up the third shoulder, right? The third reverse shoulder. So we might be up from over here, right? This might be a good accumulation zone for the stock. It might go down in the short term, I do believe that, right? But it will eventually shoot up. So now let's go back into the 1-day chart. If we look closely at the levels, we can see that over here, we did make somewhat of a triple bottom pretty much. So let me mark that level, right? $148.5, I guess, seems to be a strong support. But now let's quickly get into the 1-hour chart and analyze some swing trades as well. Now, as you guys can see, we're in the 1-hour chart, and right off the bat, we can see that on 23rd September, we hit the support over here at 148.39, and after that, the market did continue this trend, this kind of bullish trend, into the next day. But now, since we've got such a big candle on the hourly chart, I believe that we might get a few red candles as well, getting into a pullback mode, because as you guys already know, that stocks just don't go up straight, right? They always get pullbacks like this stock has been getting. So let me give you a live example of that. Let's go over here. We can see that the stock went up, got a pullback, up, pullback, up, pullback. So that's pretty common for all stocks. So on a swing trade basis, even if we take the 158 or rather $159 level as a neckline, we can see that there is somewhat of a head and shoulders pattern on the reverse side, right? So we did touch this level over here. Now we've gotten our shoulder, and this might be the exact point that the stock shoots up. We're of course talking about the short term, so it might get resisted over here from the $158.75 level again, but in my opinion, it will probably break this level by the end of September. Now, if we were to take apart the technical analysis factors and simply look at the news factors, we can see that the Fed is hiking interest rates pretty aggressively, so that might stop the stock from going all the way up here. But now, as you guys can see, we've even broken the $153 psychological resistance. I'm sorry that I marked 152.9, but well, it's $153. But now, again, as you guys can see, we did get resisted from that level. Intraday is pretty cool, right? But I do believe that we will get a pullback over here. So with that being said, I believe that the stock is in it for a long-term bull run, definitely from this price. And now let's get into the 5-minute chart and analyze the live market. So before we get into today's market, we can see that on 23rd September, we did get resisted a lot over here around this level at $150.5, and we did get supported a lot over here around $149.8. We did get resisted at 149.8 as well over here, and now we can see that this was a pretty strong support as well in the market closing hours around $149.5. So that same support, pretty much this entire level, acted up pretty well going into 26th September. Right, we did get supported over here. We did not break below that level. After that, we did break after, above this $150.5 resistance. We did break into the $151 range, the $152 range, but now we are finally making a double top over here at 153, and this is what I believe is the pullback moment, right? So this could be a small short trade on the short term, of course. If I were to trade the stock short today, I personally would keep a stop loss, which is not very far away from the $154 level, so probably $153.8 would be a good stop loss over here. And a good target would be somewhere around $150 because that is very much possible. If we look further into the candlestick patterns, we can see that on the short term, let me just quickly get rid of the watch list. We can see that even on the short term, we were getting some selling pressure over here. This indication over here of a bar stick candle, we can see that it meant that there would be a short-term crisis. And over here as well, we did get somewhat of a reversal scenario. So whenever you get a good buying level and then a good selling support, you can see that the next candle would be bearish and red, and after that there would be a short-term selling spree. So in my opinion, if you ask me what's going to happen to the stock, well, I believe that there might be a few more bearish candles. As you guys can see, it's beginning, right? We'll probably get a support over here on the $152 range, so we might take some time to break that. If we do break it, it would be pretty volatile because you know that a lot of volumes would pour in from limit traders and short sellers and whatnot. Stop losses would get booked as well. So after that, I believe that we might get all the way down over here. We might get support over here at $151.5. The next support would probably be somewhere around this range, around 150.8. So 150.8 could be a good, target for short sellers. But with that being said, remember that this is just my own analysis, even though it might turn out to be true today, right? But remember that you should always do your own research before you trade. If, however, you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, be sure to hit the dislike button. And as always, you can subscribe to our channel Stox 101 for more such videos. And I will see you guys in the next one.